things. The thing is, it shares the third service. I'll hold it this way so I look slightly more amenable for you. It shares the third service. So if you're Ollie and you're on with pallet forks and brushes and things that don't require, like, you know, oil, it's absolutely fine. So you can go along and you can stick all your implements on. But when you're us and every implement that you have bar the bucket, so for instance the shear grab, the sweeper, things like that, it just means it's not hands off. You do have to get off the machine and turn the pipe over. So yeah, it's not actually any easier than anything else, to be fair. We burnt the other day. I can't even show you, it was that bad. Are you ready? Oh my god, it hurts so much. Wear sunscreen, guys. Wear sunscreen. Or actually, like, I can't sit in the driving seat of the car, it's crazy. We are gonna do our jobs and then we're just gonna go into the village and help a neighbour out. He has, over years and years, there has been soil built up at the side of his house. Anyway, he sold his house, so the soil has been removed and obviously there's a big tide mark on the side of the house. It needs pointing because it's been letting the damp through. So we're gonna go and pressure wash it for him so that he can get it pointed. You know, just neighbourly stuff. Realize how lucky you are having access to all this stuff, because we do a lot of stuff, so it's only polite that you share. At the garage, I'll move away because it's noisy. Back in the day at the garage, when it flooded, which it did twice a year-ish, or, you know, on a big scale every couple of years, it was just a case of, oh, land down to the farm, get the bobcat, the pallet forks, the trailers, anything you needed, we already had. So it made the job really easy. So when it came to things like claiming on, my back is so sore. When it came to things like claiming on insurance and stuff, we had already done half the work that, you know, somebody would have had to have been brought in to do ordinarily. So we're just going to fill this up with water. I've gone Irish again. Sullivan's Farm. You can tell when I've been watching Irish YouTube, can't you? Get them trogs full. 4 back. Thank you. This is from Roy, not me. Back in the day at the garage, we just had the S160 Beast. We didn't have this, obviously, and we didn't have the 250. And we used to land down there, and there was 11 waterlogged cars that had got flooded next to the river. And Big Dave, who was 22 stone, Big Dave used to jump on the back of it for ballast. And literally that S160 was invincible. It could move anything. Obviously didn't say that, you didn't hear me say it didn't happen, and I definitely wouldn't be putting it on YouTube because you guys would literally faint at the thought of being so un-environmentally, no, sustainably, no. Health and safety-ish, that's the word. One of those things. Roy's just told me a story I didn't know. So we had some friends who we know who had a bobcat, and what they did is they got the local agricultural engineers to weld something round here like this, down here, that have never been used back, but every time you wanted to fill up with fuel you had to open the back door and every single weight was to take off. That's annoying. Roy will drive. Is that a phone ringing? Surely not. The phone ringing. Johnny Little, who doesn't like being on YouTube because the farming forum will find out that he knows me and bully him. Let me ring him back. No. You overshot. You are. You're just so cute. I love you. You're beautiful. Beautiful. But back in the day, I've not fed these lambs and they're shouting at me. Back in the day, there was a fellow called Colin, and he worked for Land Rover, and he, as part of his job, he got given a a basic model Land Rover, and that came without cruise control because it only, when you got up to a certain model in ES or whatever, you got cruise control. So what he did out of his own money, he bought the steering wheel, because apparently it was about 800 quid, and the steering wheel, the wiring loom was all there, but the steering wheel obviously wasn't. An E, an S, a GS, an XS and an ES. All they needed to do to up their model was stick a new steering wheel on. There was nothing different. All the wires were still there. I believe, and Ray also has just had a look and believes as well, the Merlot is pretty much the same. So the wiring loom is all there for, I could be wrong. Ollie didn't, Ollie said it wasn't the case. He said that it was, you know, there was a lot of stuff to put on as well. But it would explain why the control box is there and the wires are all still there, and why to take the control box off, Ollie had to block the wires off. It would explain that that's because the wiring loom is all there. So all I would technically need to do would be to buy the control box. I'm so hoping that's the case. Someone will tell me otherwise, I'm sure, if I'm wrong. I've got in touch with Merlot and I'm waiting for them to get back to me. They might even just say that, you know, you're completely wrong, that isn't the case. So yeah, watch your space. Didn't even tell you what that was for. It was for, you know, the control box to control the man basket. Not to control the man basket, to control the boom from the man basket. I want one of those. I don't want one, I kind of need one, but like, yeah. It is dieseling up day. Everything needs fuel. We record everything in the book. I have to record everything in the book, but it is good practice. If you notice, people like Joe Seals, who are farm assured, they do record all their diesel usage. Going towards dairying, we will have to keep an awful lot more records, so it is just good practice that we do it. At present, we don't actually need to. Not in any way slagging the Bobcat off, but we are very impressed with the Merlot's fuel consumption. It is, the Bobcats are heavy on fuel, but you have got full revs on all the time and you're always ramming about, and the Merlot is just on tick over half the time unless you know, literally put that little clutch thing in and rev it. So yeah, it's very good.
Cause love is all gone wrong. Did you expect to be the one who got away not being hurt? Cause love is all gone wrong. If it was meant for you and me, then I'm sure God would make it work. It's all wrong. Cause you were mine. So I'll be strong and let out a sigh.
Outfit change, and I am looking snazzy. I mean, seriously, my hat that I love, you know, the nicer one, it's all dirty, and yes, like a football player in wellies. I need recommendations, please, for some like work boots / walking boots. What do you use? I know you're all like, you know, working men and women. What like recommendations? I prefer lace-ups, and I do have, you know, what they called like dealer boots. I don't want to wear those. I want to wear like lace-up work boots. What do you use? I just want like hard wearing, pretty decent grip. I don't need a new pair of boots because I've just wet my other ones. I need a new pair of boots because they're wearing through at the back and they're starting to give me blisters. Hey, grab up there. Like a dinosaur. There is not a lot of that left at home. So I was silaging on mowing Friday, picking up Saturday, I think. I am away until I'm away on Thursday, Friday at a conference, totally top secret. I am a token farmer there to discuss all things farmy and rewilding and all that kind of jazz. Behave. I can behave. Don't look at me like that. Chaz is still looking for his get back, forever home. We're not putting him out with the cows this year. So if anyone needs an absolutely stunning example of a naturally pushed on limousine bull, there it is. There it is. Hopefully, if anyone's looking for something the year after, that's his little brother. Very cute. He has just ordered some diesel, 67.35. Now, for those of you who are not farmers, sorry, I'm just washing my wellies, you may go, why am I telling you the price of diesel? Well, it's this strange phenomenon that farmers have going on. They have to feel like they've got diesel cheaper than somebody else. So, for instance, if I got mine for 66.35 and somebody else on the interweb got theirs for 66.34, it is literally better than their birthday that they paid less for diesel than I did. I don't know what it is. It must just be a farmer thing. Filled up, if they filled up when it was 70 pence, crack the bunting out. Night time. We're just having a bit of a meeting about future slurry situations and designing a bit of how that shed will work, separators, towers, that kind of jazz, what pipe systems we need, whether or not we can hold off on putting any major infrastructure in for now just because of the cost of it. It would just mean that we were spreading slurry more often for a year or so until we built up funds. But yeah, very exciting. Everything's moving in the right direction. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make the kids some tea. So thanks for watching. As always, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Give me